Okay, we are live. Hello again, to the world of YouTube. This is the Fast Renegade Pro Cup Series. We are back once again, race 2 of this particular round of the playoffs, as we are setting up for the final 3, heading to Phoenix. Zach Rogers, of course, locked himself in with a win at Vegas last week in very dramatic fashion. With a few mileage race coming down to the very end there. And now it is the wildcard race. It's Talladega, a race where anything and everything will likely take place. And qualifying currently underway for tonight's 66 lap event. CTS physics, unlike what these guys have been running for the most part, but of course, these guys have been kind of swip-swapping between Cup and CTS based on kind of what would work best. And tonight, yep, we got 9 drivers once again. And these 9 drivers, even though it's only 9, I think that we are going to see quite the show here, knowing what is at stake. Shout out to Josh in the chat there. Honk to the goose. And joining me once again for the second night in a row, because I just drag him along wherever I go, is Caleb Rose is back up here with me once again. Thanks again, man. It's always a pleasure.
This man keeps dragging me around. Help me.
I swear I swear he's doing this willingly. I have no say in this. I'm just
No, yeah, it's always awesome to be up here, and very glad to be up here once again, especially for a race like this. Of course, we shared the booth last time out at prime time for some really interesting Superspeedway races. Again, we're back on the Superspeedways once again. Now you're once again at the Talladega Superspeedway, and it's not just Talladega; it's playoff Talladega. Stakes are even higher, so this could definitely get very interesting. And even though we have 9 drivers in contention here tonight, they all have a bunch of storylines amongst themselves going in. So yeah, this is definitely going to make for a very, very fun race.
And I am very excited to see how it's all going to go down. We got qualifying complete here, and my goodness, just as you could predict, for Superspeedway qualifying, it is bunched up. Obviously, not that it matters very much in a race like this, but
1/1000th of a second.
1,000 separating Josh Moyers, who's got the pole in the 68, and Donlon of in the 47, starting second. And Zach Rogers will start third. 0.06 of a second separate first through third. Come on now. Jeff Goodpaster will start fourth. Randal Coleman fifth. Tyler Stallhood, Drew Fast, Bobby Simpson in this race, and then John Foreman. Guys that are going for those final 3 positions in the championship hunt. Of course, Zach Rogers is locked in, so anything that he does tonight won't affect him too much. But he can control his own destiny a little bit as far as kind of who he pushes, who he might try to favor as far as competition goes. Or maybe not. I don't know. But I know that if I were him, that would certainly be on my mind. Josh Moyers coming into this race, 25 points outside of the cut line. I believe as is Jeff Goodpaster. Yeah, both Jeff and Josh are 25 out. So both basically going to need a win. But knowing that Donlon is not going to be able to make it next week, since he will be going to the actual Cup race, Dunn's fate is very much in the balance as far as not only how he does tonight, but how everyone does here tonight and next week, and even how many guys show up next week. So that's going to be big there. But if Josh Moyers, Jeff Goodpaster, or Tyler Stallhood win tonight, that pretty much puts Donlon's championship hopes in jeopardy. But we'll see. He might be able to win his way here tonight. Of course, Randal Coleman is 38 to the good right now in that situation, and of course, being the head admin, I would imagine that he will be making both races. So he's pretty much a lock on the points front at the moment. So it's pretty much down to Donlon if he can win his way in, or if he can't, who will win tonight. And if it's not any of those three, and it's not done either, then his fate will go down to Colorado and how his rivals do at that point. So yeah, as you said, Caleb, we got so many different storylines in this one. And I don't know how this will all go down, but one thing I do know, with it only being 9 cars, and we'll be getting some green flag pit stops more than likely, 2 of them for that matter, with a pit win of about 18 to 20 laps. Yeah, the execution's going to be pretty much perfect, very similar to what we saw at prime time last night. But I think these guys are going to be a little less forgiving as far as like, hey, let's try and get some more guys in this pack here. If anything happens where a caution doesn't come out, well, that just is what it is. You're going to have to play the hand that you're dealt. But yeah, I think I hope I kind of painted the picture pretty well there for everybody. Caleb, I'll ask you though, with a smaller field like this, kind of the mindset of trying to execute and knowing that if you have a bad pit stop, you're pretty much out of the draft. Pit road is probably going to be a very hot spot as far as who could win or lose this race.
It could definitely be both a blessing and a curse because, of course, with a lot less drivers, the probability that you could get caught up in something that's not really your fault can go down. But also, like you kind of mentioned, with there just being less drivers, making a mistake could have a lot more harsher consequences. Like you mentioned, if you speed on pit road, have a bad pit stop, there's only just a couple more cars in the field, and more than likely, they're all probably going to stay bunched together. So, yeah, those consequences can get pretty dire here, especially if something like that goes down. But it'll definitely be really interesting to see how that balance will all shake out here in this one. But definitely interested to see how it will. It's definitely going to be very intriguing.
As boy, I've got a wall of rain coming my way here, so perfect timing for that. But just wanted to double check the radar before we got this party started, as we are just about to go ahead here with the race here in about a minute. And man, yeah, Talladega. What more can you say? It's Tala-frickin-Dega. All 9 of these drivers have a very legitimate chance of winning it. I would not be surprised if we see someone unexpected win it. I would not be surprised if we see Zach Rogers get yet another W. And I wouldn't be surprised if Donlon Prad can lock his way in. Randal Coleman. So many different ways that this could play out. So I don't think that we're going to have any idea of who's going to truly be in contention here until we reach like probably 5 to go. And even if we get like a late caution at that point. But we are just about to get this going.
Race.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, who doesn't love it? Well, I mean, I guess I shouldn't say that because the current next-gen Superspeedway package is not the most well-liked, but, you know.
Gridlock.
Gridlock. I very much had to check the chat there to see what Josh Moyers said there. I'm not going to repeat that, but drivers to your cars. We're going to hop on and off track here. I have joined the server in the JTN colors, so I am committing quite the blasphemy with this, but
it's not a spare car in the back of the shop.
I don't think Joe will mind.
Drivers, start your engines!
Command given. Look at Randal Coleman's paint scheme. That thing's pretty sweet. The Amazon colors on there. First look at Bobby Simpson. Beautiful Reese's number 30. And a new scheme for Tyler Stallher tonight. The Sonic Drive-In colors there on the number 7. That thing is also beautiful. I see all beautiful cars. And of course the Liquid Death number 6 that Zach has been running throughout the season. Pace car is going to look to make the turn down pit road here. As the field of 9 absolutely gorgeous machines. I don't think I've ever, I know I often hype up the paint schemes, but man, this is definitely no exception. Just for how awesome these things look. So, Josh Moyers, Donlon of they are leading the field to the green flag here. It's going to be 66 laps. And at the conclusion, we will have a very good picture of who will be in championship contention in 2 weeks' time. Take the stripe here for the green flag here in Talladega, Alabama.
Ooh, boogity. He already got 3 wide.
Matthias Stallhood jumps out of line there, and he's going to drop to the back of this line, and the inside lane is currently formed up. And is actually he's going to go a little bit higher here. Looks like he's going to take the kind of the prime time approach and run that middle instead. I think this track is a little more conducive for the low line not pushing up that much. As far as I know, at least. I could be very much wrong on that. But Josh will lead the first lap here as he commands the middle line at the moment. Zach Rogers right behind him. As Donlon is trying to make some ground up here. He's going to kind of force Bobby Simpson out of line. John Foreman's going to try and stick with the 30. Oh, actually, as we see that, we see him jump up to try and catch the draft here. He's going to get a shove from Jeff Goodpaster, that red number 33. Yeah, definitely some jockeying at the moment. Oof, it was a jump there for the 30. Tyler says, no thanks. I'll try and take that for myself. Now he's trying to get clear, and boy, they're
Barely.
Yeah, they're moving all over the place. I'm a little nervous about that. If the setup is a little twitchy, or if that's just the track, or what's going on. But regardless, this guy's just trying to file it down to single file and try and run out some laps here before we get to the pit stops, which will come just shy of when stage points will be handed out on lap 22.
Calm up here towards the front of the field with 68 at Joshua Moyers leading, with Rogers second, Coleman third, LaPrade right now riding out in fourth. Side by side back here, though, as Drew Fast trying to lead a bit of a charge here on the inside lane. Got Tyler Stallhood back there pushing him as they're trying to get to the inside of this 33 and Jeff Goodpaster. And now LaPrade's going to jump to the inside in that 47. Goodpaster as well jumps down low. And now looking to maybe try and form 2 lanes here as Goodpaster, though, jumps back up to the outside. And LaPrade going to get left out to dry here on the bottom.
Well, yeah, those two are, kind of as we were mentioning, they are big-time rivals coming into this thing as far as trying to make that final 3. Although Dunn's just going to go ahead and file in line, so I don't think there's going to be all that much cooperation between Dunn, Jeff, and probably even Tyler for that matter. For Drew Fast looking to win a race for himself. John Foreman could be in it with a chance here in the 70. Wouldn't that be pretty cool to see? And then, of course, Randal Coleman. I don't know what Randall's mentality would be here, because he's not technically locked in, but he's all but locked in. So I don't know what his approach is really going to be here as far as how aggressive he's going to be to try to win the race, or just run it out and get the points to secure it as he heads into Colorado himself. I don't know. We'll find out here. He's leaving a little bit of a gap between himself and the 6. He's trying to save a little bit. Dunn once again trying that inside, but no help with him at the moment. Of course, with a field this small, though, you might as well give it a go. It can't hurt. You're not going to lose a whole lot of ground, so might as well give it a try and see what you're able to do. Although now he's probably going to fall back to the very last car in this line, as Drew Fast is going to go to the outside and get around him.
So I think it's going to be the case here for the 47 of LaPrade as he falls all the way back down there to the 9th position. Falls in line there behind the 7 of Tyler Stallhood. Still single file out, though, up here towards the front, as the top three has remained the same pretty much throughout this whole run here so far. I mean, these guys have been bumper to bumper up here, as now Drew Fast takes a peek underneath the 30 of Bobby Simpson and Goodpasture. As a run has hope from the 7 of Tyler Stallhood. Simpson also going to jump down low and join them. Have to see if he stays committed to that inside or if he jumps back up. And it looks like he will jump back up to the outside. We'll see what LaFraud decides to do in the 47. He's going to go down to the inside. John Foreman, maybe, I don't know if he thought about going to the inside there. He just tried to block that momentum, but goes down the outside. But the inside lane trying to get some momentum built up here, as they now got a couple cars down there on the inside.
Andrew Fast, looking fast, but yeah, got a good amount of speed here. Looking pretty even at the moment. Probably needs another car down there with him, as the 30 will do that. But a lot of these times that these guys have been trying to make these moves have been very disjointed. Not quite the organized efforts, such as what we've seen at prime time. But again, I'm sure a big part of that just comes down to the track and how it drives and the nature of the smaller field. Although now that they've got 4 down there, now they're making some headway. Drew Fast, yeah, he's going to get underneath of Coleman, may get under the 6, although now there's some separation between the 74 and the 7. 7's going to get a shove here from Dunn, who's going to give that then to the 74. And now that shorter way around is proven very beneficial. We may see a battle for the race lead here, but the momentum will then shift to the outside. Let's see who's going to lead this lap. It is going to be mighty fine.
Side by side, door to door up here at the front. See who's going to get at the line. Drew Fast going to lead that lap there in the 74. So the inside lane right now with the advantage here as we head into 1 and 2. The outside lane trying to get grouped back together, but the shorter way around the racetrack is proven to be the way to go here right now, as now John Foreman in the 70 going to jump down to the low side. And now we just got 4 cars there on that outside lane, still being led by the 68 of Joshua Moyers, and still looks like they're all staying committed up there on that outside lane. I know Coleman maybe thought about trying to go for that hole there on the inside. He maybe even had to check up a little bit right there. He's going to get a push there from the 33 of Goodpasture, but now you got Fast out in front with Stallhood in second, and now Dunlap with those moves has made his way up into third.
And if he's able to hold on to this, that'll be big stage points. Of course, the pit stops will shuffle things quite a bit, as we are about halfway through this current fuel run. Lap 10 of 66 currently being run. Impressed by Jeff Goodpasture. He's still staying up there on that high side. Not really much of a hurry to jump down there, as ooh man, you could hear the check up there from Dunlap trying not to get into the 7. You could hear him really playing with the throttle. So the run could come back to that outside. It looks like it will, at least for the time being. John Foreman was kind of stuck in no man's land there, and now he's going to go back to the high side. And Dunn is going to try to go up there as well. Oh! And that's the 68 around in the 47. If he doesn't hit anything, he'll be okay, but wow, Dunn tried to throw the block, and 68 getting the shove from the 6. Was not quite ready for that. Dunn wanted to get up there and lead a lap, I can tell you that for sure. I bet you that was the mentality, that's why he went to that high side once he saw that run coming. And so we're going to look at it. Yep, there he goes. Josh looked a little indecisive there if he wanted to go for the 3 wide or not. But holy flip. With the 68. Even on moderate damage, I don't know, that may end up affecting him pretty badly.
Right there for Joshua Moyers. Have to see if that 68 has any engine damage, which could really affect these cars that are on a track like this. If he does, and that could certainly take him out of tension. Goodness.
They had some very lucky escapes for a lot of guys that could have gotten into the 47 as he spun down the track, or the 68 is obviously out of control when you're tumbling like that. Holy moly moly. That's tough to see there for the guy that's trying to get his way into the final three after missing last week, being on a trip. So it's going to be a question of how much damage he's got, and if he'll even still be competitive. He definitely has a chance to win it at Colorado, but oy, that's rough. And Donlon, of course, was in that, but looked like it was just a big spin for him. I don't think that his pace is going to be affected at all. Just get some fresh tires on there, and he should be good. As the full field are going to come down pit road this time, this should get them without any issue at all. Donlon, I believe that is him taking a penalty there. Taking the EOL route. Best way to do that when you're under caution, just go ahead and speed down pit road and have the game give you the EOL for you. I'll be interested to see how long the 68 sits on pit road here. That'll kind of tell you how bad the damage is. The longer he sits, the worse it's probably going to be. Yep, he'll get 4 tires. Everyone else coming off of pit lane. Slow stop there for Drew Fast is going to drop him quite a ways back. Wow.
They get held up for too long.
No, that wasn't long at all.
Might be okay.
I was going to say, if that's all the time that he was sitting there for, then he's going to be in really good shape.
There might be a significant asterisk there on that might, but
that
wasn't a long time on that pit lane at all. So, like I said, he might still have pace in that 68.
And after going for a couple flips, that's NR physics sometimes. Sometimes you go for a barrel roll and the game doesn't register too many impacts, and so you'll be just fine. That's my guess as to what might be going on there. As Randal has decided to go ahead and shorten the yellow flag here, and we'll be going back green this time. One nifty thing that these guys do over here is they do run the commands that you can extend yellows, shorten yellows, throw the yellow if you want, and we're putting it to use here as pace car will already make the turn down pit lane to conclude this first caution. Zach Rogers and Randal Coleman emerge off pit lane on the front row. Bobby Simpson, Jeff Goodpaster will be row number 2 for this restart. We'll keep a very close eye on the 68 to see what his speed's going to be looking like as we get up to speed. Back at it here, and a great jump there for the 6. We'll see what he's going to be able to do now that he's going to be the leader. He's going to actually jump up to the high side. That'll give some advantage to the 30, but not much help for either guy. It's going to give the run to Randal Coleman. We'll see what Randal does with it. Filing in with his teammate.
Down the back straightaway here, Joshua Moyers. Looks like that 68 able to keep pace, at least in the draft. So he could still probably have a shot at this as he's getting a push there from the 47 of Donlon. They got Zach Rogers out in the lead in that 6 machine. Of course, he won the last time out at Las Vegas. He's already locked in, but just getting some laps led here for the love of the game.
Hey, if there's a guy that knows a thing or two about leading laps, then I will keep hyping this up all day long. Zach Rogers is a phenom when it comes to NR 2003. I'm just going to be real, and I'm going to say it. He can wheel a race car no matter where you put him at. Especially on a road course. He's godlike. Well, Godlike might be pushing it. He's pretty darn good on the road courses. Godlike would be Brandon Hawken levels of good. If there's anyone in the community that knows what I'm talking about there. But, yeah, Josh Moyers, you're absolutely right. He's got a guy, he's got 4 cars in front of him. He's got Dunn pushing him. And he's hitting 198 miles an hour. So, at least we know that in the draft, he's looking mighty sporty. We'll see if he opts to make any moves then, and then we'll maybe get a full idea of if there is any lingering effects from that. But at least at the moment, just filing in line at the moment. Looking in pretty darn good shape here. He's going to hit 199. And we're getting some really quick times here now. But Dunn is once again looking low. He is not content to run anywhere but the front, and he is not afraid to try and make something happen. He has been one of the more aggressive guys to try and do that, probably along with Drew Fast so far in this race.
Making quite a couple moves there in the 47, but the situation he is in, can't really blame him. And I mean, if he can get up to the front, maybe lead some laps, that could probably definitely help him there in the point standings, as once again he tries to duck down to the inside, trying to get by the 70 of John Foreman. Trying to do everything he needs to do. Unfortunately, doesn't have help this time around. Going to have to slot back in line there behind the 70, but Fast and Stallhood. My goodness, that was close. Both trying to jump down to the inside at the same time, and looks like they about almost ran each other over.
Stallhood definitely went with him and just about pulled Brian Vickers' Jimmy Johnson. I know that obviously there would have been no intention there, but yeah, good save on those guys' part. That could have been caution number 2 very, very easily. But we're on lap 18. We are just a couple of laps away from the stage end, and I bet you that is why Dunn is so desperate to try and make up some positions here. He wants some stage points. He wants and needs that cushion heading into Colorado. Again, a race that he will not be able to attend. Of course, he will get the provisional, which, whoa, goodness. Jeff Goodpaster and Bobby Simpson getting a little iffy there. Wasn't sure if they were trying to make the move or not, but when you take a provisional, you get last place points -5. So let's say, like tonight, you got 9 guys in this. You're going to get 14th place points if you take the provisional. So Dunn knows that, and knowing that he won't be able to make it to Colorado, if someone wins a race here tonight that is not the 3 names that I mentioned earlier, that being Josh Moyers, Jeff Goodpaster, or Tyler Stallhood, then that puts the situation in everyone else's hands, mainly Josh's probably, as far as trying to make it. So that's probably why he's so desperate, but with only a couple laps now in this stage, and everyone's looking pretty content at the moment except for him. We'll see if anyone actually opts to try and help him out. Right now, the answer is no.
Once again, going to fall to the back, it looks like, in that 7 as Drew Fast, Tyler Stallhood going to stay there lined up on the outside. Drew Fast, though, looks like he might jump down low here as he's got a huge run here on the 70 of Foreman. Maybe give LeProd a bit of a draft here, and we'll have to see if Fast maybe stays on the inside. No, he's going to move back in line. And so will LeProd back there behind the 7 of Tyler Stallhood. But I believe this time by going to be 2 laps to go here in the stage.
I believe so. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. And it would be the conclusion of the lap. But I'll tell you what, though, Jeff Goodpaster, I mean, remember, he's 25 back. He is tied in the standings. Ooh, there you go. He's tied in the standings with Josh Moyers. So he's probably thinking, well, things go my way. I get some good stage points. Maybe get a stage win. Kind of like he's trying for now. This could shake things up quite a bit. So here we go. He's got Simpson pushing him. Zach Rogers remains committed to the outside. Pretty sure that this will be one to go in the stage. Good passer to the point.
Passer now to the point. How about Bobby Simpson there, second in line on the inside, looking to move up here into second on track. Also got Stallhood and LaPrade there on that inside lane. LaPrade looking to get as many points as he possibly can here in this stage. They go down the back straightaway. Good pasture, of course, also looking for as many points as he possibly can get. He's holding the race lead here through turns 3 and 4. We'll see if Simpson on back elects to try and make a move. We're thinking about it. Stallhood goes up to the outside. LaPrade fakes him out and stays on the bottom.
And LaPrade's going to get third on the stage. Stage win is going to go to Jeff. Good passer. That's huge. Oh! Oh, Zach was about to go 3 wide there. Opted not to. It was a good call. But yeah, big there for Donlon Pratt. Some good points. At least in comparison to some of his rivals. But hey, regardless, though, that was big there for the 33. But I think the big thing that Dunn was worried about was, yeah, trying to finish ahead of the 68. 33 did finish ahead of him, but again, though, it's all going to be all over the places. Now we see them trying to jockey around and get to where the momentum is, and Jeff realized it was on the high side, and oh no, that's not good there, boys! Bumper hook. Could have been another yellow there, but they sorted out somehow. Good save. How about John Foreman up here to second?
Too fast, also up into third. Randal, Coleman looking to go for fourth, as now Simpson and LaPrade get hung out to dry on the outside lane. Through fast, though. Looks like he might move to the outside, thinking about it. Looks like he's going to commit to the outside, as now to the inside of the 74 goes 9 to Randal Coleman. Now the inside lane seems to be the place to be, and we got good passer out front. Foreman in second, Randal Coleman in third, peeking to the outside, maybe thinking about going up there. Oh, maybe choreographing something here with the 70 of Foreman. Foreman goes high. Oh, barely.
Opted out of it.
I think that might have checked the inside lane up quite a bit.
Oh, yeah, it did. Yeah, I think Randal was thinking that John was going to go for it, and then John decided not to, and Randal had to bail out of the gas, otherwise he was going to get into the 70 and spin him around, so good avoiding job there. There's another checkup as the field starts to reform up here. John, yeah, he's looking a little sketchy as he gets close to the guys in front of him. And that's really checking up that inside lane. And Randal says, whether that was on purpose or not, I'm not sure, but either way, he says, enough of this, I'm out of here.
Got to the quarter panel there, the 70 of John Foreman, so I don't know if he jumped up there because he wanted to or not, but unfortunately it's not going to quite work out for him as the outside lane's still kind of falling apart, and he's lost a ton of ground there in the 9 as he goes all the way to the back. Looks like he might even go to the back, but gets pushed there from the 74 of Drew Fast here for the time being. 70 of John Foreman definitely looking a little bit upset. The car kind of just, it seems like it wants to slide up a little bit here in these corners. Kind of like we saw out of the guys over in prime time. But still hanging on to second for the time being. Stallhood now up to third. Joshua Moyer's in for. Definitely got to give a call to Joshua Moyer, still running up here, even with that probably decently battered up race car. I mean, that was upside down.
Yeah, fancy that. Upside down and up here in fourth place. And fancy the fact that Zach Rogers was leading there for a while, fell to the very, very rear. And is now fifth as they run. These guys pitted about lap 12, so they should be able to go probably about another 5 laps-ish before they have to pit. Maybe another lap or 2 beyond that. But we'll see. Donlon Pratt up to the outside. Randal Coleman with him. But again, though, just so much of this is seemed very disjointed, and I just kind of spur of the moment, like, let me try and get a run and see what happens, and not quite let the run come to them. They're trying to make those runs happen themselves, and making for some very aggressive moves, some very, very sketchy moments, for sure, but hey, we've only had the one yellow so far, and so far so good, as Tyler Stallhood now commits to the outside, and with no help, he's going to fall into the clutches of this 47 and 9.
Definitely get a bit of help here from these guys. He's got a couple of guys kind of moving up there to the outside lane. Of course, Stallhood went up there in the 7. You also got the 30 of Bobby Simpson,
Wow.
who went up there for a minute, but just barely threaded the needle there to get back down to the inside. But Drew Fast in the 74 also looks like he's going to stay up there. Simpson a bit upset there, entering 1 and 2, slid up the track just a little bit. Still holding on is that outside lane. Good Pastor going to slip up in the middle of the corner. He's going to go to the outside. Here comes Foreman down low.
That looked like he pushed up off the corner. That was I don't... whether that was planned or not, I highly doubt it. Although he's going to stay clear of Foreman and get right in front of him.
Got a good push there down the backstretch from Tyler Stallhood, and just barely got enough momentum to stay clear for the race lead. Now these lines honestly kind of equaling out a little bit. Foreman back to the inside here as we head to the tri-oval. Oh, Stallhood through the middle, 3 wide. It's good. Pastor gets put up on the outside.
Foreman with the lap lead, and the 33. Again, I don't know if that was on purpose or not. I'm actually going to wager that that was a yes, because that was a very odd move. So 33 is going to drop to the rear of this pack. Again, small pack like this doesn't matter too much. Josh Moyer's pushing the 70. How about this for John Foreman? Getting some laps led in that number 70. That is pretty cool to see. A guy that we don't see up at the front super duper often. And is now leading at Talladega. Like I said, anybody can win it. Anybody can do it. Including the 70, and out there in front right now, he's got some hot shots behind him there in Moyers and Rogers. Bobby Simpson's still down there as well, that number 30 machine. Don LaPrad's just been kind of stuck about in the middle of this pack as far as position goes, and has been on that high side throughout most of this run. He's finally going to find a time to drop down, and he will do so. And that's going to leave Tyler Stallhood up there, and get Randal Coleman down there too.
Outside lane kind of fell apart there as a couple guys dropping back, and Foreman coming down the pit lane.
Ooh, short pit.
70.
Yeah, I think he's short pitting by just a little bit there, and well, he really wound it up a little too much there, so may cost him some time there as he was extra conservative on pit entry. But
to get down to it though, we had that caution around lap 12, 13-ish, and
yeah,
we've gotten about 20 laps since then, so yeah, should start seeing the guys maybe come down pit lane here these next couple laps.
Wouldn't surprise me if we maybe see at least a taker or two. I feel like these guys could probably go to the next lap and still be good. We're going to try for
here
it.
We go. Yep, here we go.
Zach is in, and make that everybody. Ooh,
couple
guys getting loose. Tyler Stallhood loses it. Is he on the racing surface? I can't get back to him. There he is, but no one's coming, so the game will not throw the yellow. But that will cost Stallhood severely, not just as far as time goes, but also he's probably going to get a 30-second penalty. He just revved it up and sped anyway, so yeah, he's going to be banking on a caution at this point. Everybody's in. Everyone revving it up. Josh Moyers will win the race off. Zach Rogers with him. And then a gap back to Jeff Goodpaster, Don LaPrade, and Randal Coleman. And then further back is Drew Fast and Bobby Simpson. Might be able to get some draft if they're able to link up with John Foreman. But we will see on that. Top two have pulled away, but we're going to have a three-car train here with 33, 47, and 9. So they should be able to run them down no problem. In one extra car. And we're going to have 10 laps to go in this stage. This time around.
Some shakeups there on pit lane. It really kind of splintered the pack up as we got Moyers and Rogers pulled away here with the lead. Although that second pack is absolutely on rails right now. Here comes Goodpaster and the Prod. Rogers trying to push that 68, but I don't know. I wonder if maybe that damage is still affecting him a little bit, because I think the first time we've seen that 68 really try to lead since that incident happened, and it doesn't look like it's working out for him quite well. As here comes Goodpaster and LaPrade.
Goodpaster's going to just file in there, but yeah, that was 2v3, and at any super speedway, the 3's always going to win out the 2. But yeah, now that we see Moyers in the lead, and now that he's got a full pack of cars behind him, as of course Dunn is going to say no thank you to that and try to make the move anyway, as he has been doing all night so far. But yeah, this will be very telling if Zach has to check up for him very much based on the damage. He's maintained at 194 on the front stretch, which as the lead car, oh goodness, and Jeff Goodpaster saying, "Take me with you, buddy." So catching up to Bobby Simpson here, I think may have had a penalty of his own that he just had to serve, and he's coming back onto the racetrack. Stallhood, I believe, just did the same thing.
Ooh.
Yeah, everybody's splintered at the moment behind the top 5, and yeah. Oh boy. They ain't content in the slightest.
Absolutely not. As once again, Goodpaster and LaPrade trying to pull up to the outside. It is going to be 2v3 in the inside lane. Looks like it has the advantage here through turns 1 and 2. And Goodpaster and LaPrade going to jump back down to the inside there off of turn number 2. LaPrade actually lost maybe a bit of touch with the pack. I don't know if he maybe had to get out of the gas a little bit. Lost a little bit of ground, but he should still be within the draft, so he should be able to catch back up. And then you also got the 30 of Bobby Simpson, which really tough break for him. Looks like he might have caught a penalty there under that pit cycle, and he was doing pretty well here until it happened. So a really tough break there for him. But with that happening, he's going to pretty much be thrown, looks like, right back into this lead pack. So could definitely throw a bit of a wrench into things here.
Looks like Dunn is actually maybe giving Bobby some rope there and trying to let him close in.
Oh, you know
what? Now you got 3. Now you got 6 cars in this. So, and yeah, here goes that move. So, I wonder if the mentality is, hey, if Bobby sticks with us, even though he's not, that'll increase their chances. But whoa, Bobby pushes up the track there. Well, that could have backfired, but yeah, I'm sure that was the mentality. As they're catching Tyler Stallhood here. Tyler, oh, he's not going to go high. Oh, this could get a little dodgy. As Tyler opts to keep it on the low end. And these guys will have to work their way around him the hard way. And now we got Stallhood in this mix as well. It actually only leaves 2 cars that aren't in this lead draft, and that's John Foreman, Drew Fast. And they're actually running 6 and 7, so they're ahead of both the 30 and the 7. Now Coleman this time is going to try.
Ooh.
Now getting down there at this stage as well. This stage will complete at the end of 44. And we just took 38, so game on now as Randal Coleman's going to try to take a stage win for himself.
Side by side, the outside lane's got the advantage with the amount of cars. Is LeProd going to go up there and I guess maybe push to
good pass there.
33? They're going to make it 3 wide. Almost. Going to slot back in line there on the backstretch, but now Randal Coleman out in the race lead.
All by himself, and
2 by 2 behind him.
The color scheme that sometimes I confuse for that 68 just a little bit, but I digress. Man, yeah, they're... No matter what's going on in this race, man, these guys are just dicing it up. And it's awesome to see, but at the same time, boy, it is making me nervous. And I know that if I was in this pack, I'd be going, can we settle down, please? So we got another pit stop to go, and that pit stop will probably come in the realm of about lap 50 to 52, which will put them well and truly good to go to the end once they make that stop. And now Randal Coleman to lead, Moyer's second, Rogers third. Stallherd gets into the 33. They recover. Like I said, no one is content at all.
My goodness.
And it is making for some hairy moments here that I don't think we can keep this up for very long.
Oh my goodness. These guys are going absolutely wild up here. LeProd back to the outside. Bobby Simpson not going to go with him there in the 30. Stays down low. So, no, Jeff Goodpaster are going to go up and give him a shove. See if they can maybe get a rally going here. Oh, contact, though, with Bobby Simpson. And going to lose a bit of momentum. They're going to tuck back in line.
33 has gotten abused by these lap cars. Wow. And Stallhood is 2 down. He's not even racing the 30. He's just out here hoping that he can get a caution or two and maybe get some DNFs. Trying to maximize his potential points. Albeit he is the farthest out of championship contention at the moment, while still being in this round of the playoffs. Wasn't sure if that was a bumper hook or not right there, but his stage end is coming up here. Randal Coleman's leading it at the moment. Jeff Goodpaster at the very back of this field at the moment. Donlon Pratt continuing to try to make something happen, and boy, for a little patience, mate. Oh goodness gracious! 30 looking a little unhappy with the handling there. Checkups are huge. Caleb, I hate to say it, but I think it could just be a matter of time before one of these chain links breaks.
Well, how these guys are racing right now, honestly, I would not be surprised. A lot of aggressive racing going on here as we come to the close of stage number 2. Goodpaster right on the back bumper at Tyler Stallard, looking to try and get a run going here after they lost a little bit of ground to the top 3. Goodpaster absolutely shoving the crap out of that 7 of Stallard, looking to try and make something happen.
Should be the conclusion of this stage at the end of this lap. Right now, Randal Coleman, Josh Moyer, Zach Rogers riding high at the moment. Running 1, 2, 3, and they remain that way for a good while now. Once Randal Coleman took the lead, now the 7's going to go to the outside. 33 and 47 go with them. They've got enough of a run that Randal decides to react to it. And he may get split in the middle.
Split.
Stallherd leading the high side. 68 on the bottom. And the 47's going to try and make up some positions here. He might get 3rd for the 2nd stage in a row. And it looks like he will.
Looks like he's got it.
Josh Moyers will win this stage, though. That's big there for a guy who's also trying to make it. And now, hopefully, things will calm down.
We'll see if things calm down from here on out. But, I mean, still, we got that pit cycle, that second pit cycle still looming in the horizon. And, I mean, starting to get down to it a little bit. A couple more times around, we'll be within 20 laps to go. So still a decent amount of time to make something happen, but starting to get into the last third of the race here.
Yeah, coming to 21 this time, so probably all you have to do is go another 2 laps, and then you will be all set to make it to the end, and you can pit whenever you want at that point. Again, I feel like these guys are probably just up to running out, which should get them to around lap 50 to 52, as I mentioned, and that will make it even better for them. That could debatably put them into can and a half territory. Whether they're actually be able to pull that off, I'm not sure. But, as we've seen, all it takes is just a couple seconds saved on pit road to pretty much make or break your race. But Moyer's out in front. That is the last thing that the 47 wants to see. Heck, the last thing that 47 wants to see is either the 68 or the 33 leading this thing. Again, the 7, 2 laps down at the moment. Bobby Simpson is up here in this draft, also a lap down. And we've got a 2-car draft there down the back straightaway, so they got a good ways before they catch any more lap cars. We are now officially at 20 laps to go in this race. Only 1 caution thus far. We've been clicking off laps in a hurry ever since, with some incredibly high speeds. In fact, I believe at the moment, Tyler Stallhood is currently with the fastest lap of the race, 47.870. Whatever that is as far as average speed goes, I have no idea, but still, that is hauling the mail, and these guys have been doing a heck of a job of racing as hard as they are without it turning into a calamity.
I only had that 1 caution earlier on in the race here so far up to this point. Yeah, kind of surprising with how these guys have been racing since then, especially. But it's been a very fun race or so from Talladega, and definitely far from over. Like I said, still got that pit cycle looming in the distance. And, of course, like I said, with how these guys are racing, the caution's probably not out of the picture just yet. So we'll have to see how the rest of this race will play out. But I'm sure it's definitely far from done, as the outside lane looking to now make a charge here as Randal, Coleman leads Dunlop and Tyler Stallhood. Looking to try and make something happen as they've gotten up side by side with the 33 of Jeff Goodpaster. Now looking to maybe even take the fight here to the 6 of Zach Rogers.
Very impressive for only 3 cars versus 4. But that shows, yeah, the momentum can absolutely work on that high side, and that is what you love to see at any super speedway, is where multiple grooves can work. And we're seeing that right now. He gets alongside the 6.
Oh, here we go.
And yeah, they got a great run up there, and we will go side by side for the race lead. The pit window now officially open. You can pit whenever you want, and you are good to go. We'll see if anyone decides to short pit or if we're going to run it out. Like I said, I'm sure running it out would be the preferred method. You don't want to get caught up by a yellow flag or something does happen. But man, this is going to be a close one here, it looks like. Randall's going to get the run off the try over there. He will lead that lap. And Randal Coleman, while not technically locked into the final 3, he is all but. Thanks to coming into this race with a pretty substantial, I believe it was 35 points or 38. It was somewhere in that realm of an advantage to get in. And right now, he's just looking to get a W. And Donlon with a great push to him. They're going to head to the inside lane. Tyler Stallhood with them. Again, 2 laps down. And now Jeff Goodpaster to the very back of this pack. So yeah, the main concerns at this point are going to be the 47 and the 33 and the 68. As Randal jumps out of line. Gonna let Dunn have it.
Go to the inside.
Dunlop to the lead. And I don't think he's led a lap yet.
I don't think he has.
So
see if he can hold on here as they come back to the line, but he can get some points there for laps led, that would definitely be a good thing there for LaPrade.
LaPrade finished third in both stages. As we'll see, as we got 17 laps to go, they're going to pit.
Oh, everybody's pitting, it looks like.
Stallhood, the only one to stay out there. They end up 4 wide. Oh my goodness, Randal Coleman just passed them all. What a pin entry for the 9. That was impressive. Now these guys are going to have to sort it out here. You got the 70 and the 74 also on pit road. But perfect entry for all these guys. 33 in there with them. These are your top 5, and these are the guys that are going for this race win. This is the money stop. Everyone revving it up. And it looks like they're all going to emerge together. Oh, careful there. Randal just about got into the 33. But yeah, beautiful. They're all going to stay together. That's what you love to see.
They all needed good execution, and they all got good execution.
That was absolute perfection. As it was a little sketchy moment there for Josh. Went off pit lane. As long as he didn't merge too soon, and the game bops him for that. Otherwise, I think we should be good. And all 5 of these guys now in it with a chance to win. And again, how big that is for Josh. How big that is for Jeff. Donlon LaPrade is biting his nails right now going, oh man, just please. Anyone but those two. Now the Stallhood stayed out. And he's coming in now all by his lonesome. Bobby Simpson has lost touch, so now it's just these 5. No lap cars in this pack. And it is 14 laps to go. So what does Dunn do now? Is he going to continue to be as aggressive as he has been? Or are we going to try to run it a little closer to lap 66? We'll find out, but fancy this. Zach Rogers leading again.
Got a lot less cars to work with now in this front pack, but you got the top 5 all here on the lead lap. Oh no!
Oh no!
Spin on the pit lane.
I guess we hyped him up for passing everybody. I guess he did so by going a bit too fast on entry.
Oh man!
That's a bummer.
Well, and then there were 4.
And now there's 4. And all these guys are controlling their own destiny. And yeah, they caught Stallhood. Oh, and they're catching these 2 as well. Foreman and Fast. Oh my. Lap cars are going to play a factor into who wins this race. I am calling it right now.
And I'm pretty sure once we get down to it, these, I believe Stallhood, Foreman, and Fast are, I think, fighting for position.
I don't know about Stallhood.
Maybe no Stallhood. I think he's a lap behind.
Yeah, so I think the main battle there will be the 70 and 74. That would be for currently 6th. Randal Coleman going through turn 4 now. All by his lonesome. That sucks there for the 9.
It looks like Bobby Simpson has retired from the race.
Oh, that's 1 extra position there for Stallhood. But man, Randal Coleman was really the only guy that, again, like a win wouldn't really matter to him. And I mean, the same would go for Zach. Him winning this race does not change anything. But the picture is going to change so much. As Donlon LaPrade jumped out of line there, that was interesting. But the picture is going to change so much depending on if the 68, 33, or 47 can win it. Well, yeah, he dropped back quite a bit there. I don't know what's going on there. I don't think he's going full throttle.
I think, you know what, he might be doing the same thing again. I think he might be trying to get the 7 to stall it in his draft.
You don't
Get
want
him
to.
caught back up.
You don't want to fall off of the draft because the 7 is way further back this time compared to with the 30 earlier. And now these lap cars are staying pinned to the bottom, and it's like Zach Rogers is saying, "Okay, that's fine. I'll take it." And 47 actually, he got a run.
LeBron does not think that's fine.
No, he doesn't. Just 10 laps to go, and he peeked to the outside. And then just threw in the clutch, it looked like. I wonder if these guys took a can and a half and are sketchy on making it. Uh-oh. We got
interesting.
Las Vegas 2.0.
Maybe that's why Rogers can continue with running behind these lap cars, because that gives them draft and that saves them fuel.
I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right. I think that's why the 33 is given some grace. We saw Josh Moyers slip back a little bit there for a bit.
I
now
think
Dunn looks high again. Yeah, they've got to be. I bet you that's why they are doing this. They figure, you know what? We will take less fuel if we have to save a little bit. That is still going to save us more time than if we took the full 2 cans. And now Dylan Pratt, I think after throwing in the clutch once or twice, might be looking at his fuel remaining, and he's feeling pretty good about it. As I see him peaking high a couple times. Oh man, and now they're catching Randal as well, so I think, yeah, with one exception, and that being Tyler Stallhood, everyone that's still on track will be in this lead draft except the 7.
Side of 10 to go now. This is by going to be 7 laps to go here from Talladega. Time really starting to run out. And if they did take 1.5 cans of fuel, then they definitely run the risk of the tanks running out as well. So this is definitely getting really interesting here from Talladega as they catch Randal Coleman, and he gets pulled all the way to the back of this field. And that's definitely going to hurt him quite a bit there as well, because Drew Fast and John Foreman are going to get by him. And that's going to drop the 9 back to the 7th position. We'll have to see if he can hold on to this pack. It looks like he might have the draft off of the 47 of Dunlap-Prod. But this is definitely going to get real. This is going to be a very interesting finish here from Dega.
7 laps to go. Zach Rogers leading the race at the moment. Drew Fast, John Foreman. Lap cars. But man, yeah, who's gonna make the move at what point? Because again, everyone behind Zach, except for Randal, that was up the track there for the 33. Good save. Everybody behind the 6 is desperate to win it, because then they will lock their way into the final 3 at Phoenix, and next week won't matter. For them, at least. For everyone else, it still could. But 6 laps to go. Randal trying to help the 47. Not enough cars, though. They've got 5 cars, pretty much, that they're fighting against, when you include the 70 and the 74. So, although Jeff peaks, goes back down. Sounds like they catch and stall it again. I wonder what's going on there, but boy, that could put everyone back in this lead draft now.
Had to come down the pit lane again.
That's interesting. Don't know why. It's now 5 laps to go, and oh no, I smell something. I smell something burning, and I know it's gonna happen. Boy, Dunn, he is trying. No one with him yet. Randal looks like he's gonna go with him, but obviously, again, 2v5, that ain't gonna work in any situation. But Randal's gonna try and help him out. You gotta think that Goodpaster is thinking the same thing, and of course, Josh Moyers would certainly like to lock his way in, but now Jeff looks high. And, oh, yep, Dunn says, no thank you. 4 laps to go. Again, I can just smell it brewing. I know this is gonna get nuts.
Laps are winding down, the tension's building, and the pressure cooker's squealing. At this point, with how these guys have raced so far in this race, it might just be a matter of time before it blows. This time by going to be 3 laps to go from Talladega. It is go time. And we'll have to see what everybody here elects to do as LaPrade once again tries to go to the outside. Does not have any help. Slots back in line. We'll have to see if these guys here back here can maybe get enough of a run built up. We'll have to see. And, of course, still definitely have the opportunity for something to happen up here as well.
Dunn tries again. He's trying. I gotta imagine Jeff and Josh are probably both waiting as long as they can. You got the 2-lap cars up there. Although, Foreman actually looking for
a big checkup.
Looking for a move. And that will check them up a bit. 47 takes advantage, but again, nothing he can do with it. Josh cuts in front of the 33. And now he's got a... Josh has a gap. He might have to take this. As Jeff Goodpaster looks to the high side, there's 2 laps to go at Talladega. I know that those two are big-time rivals, are the 33 and the 47. But they might have to work together at this point, and that is what they're doing for now. Although the 47 says, no, sir. Going for it himself. That's another point. And a little bit of a gap between Moyers and Rogers. Rogers, though, with the advantage of being able to draft off of these 2 in front of him. And Tyler Stoller's in this pack now, too. Whoa! Foreman! That could have been ugly. But the white flag flies here at Talladega.
Rogers to the inside of Drew Fast. He's now going to be leading the line.
They get out of the way. They're going to let these guys fight it amongst themselves. That's a courtesy thing to do. Now, who goes where? Josh Moyers sticking with the 6 for now. 47 looks high. Randal Coleman a lap down. Does not go with him. And is instead going to stay committed to the 68. 68, does he go for it here? It looks like he's got too much of a gap. Zach Rogers is going to win it as Drew Fast spins and crashes. And Zach Rogers has done it again.
Jeez.
And Josh stayed with him. Did not force the issue and took those points. However, I do believe that Don LaPrade, once again, finishes 3rd. He sweeps the stages in 3rd place and then finishes the race in 3rd. That's good points. He lost a skosh on the 68. However, crucially for him, Zach Rogers wins. And Zach was already locked in, so that does not matter. I will be very interested to see where the points end up as Zach Rogers gives it a burn down here on the front straightaway. Something that he is all too used to doing. As oh, he throws it in reverse. There you go.
Don't see that every day.
And then we're right back into forward. Too much fun. Man, that is a familiar sight. Seeing that number 6 burn it down here in the races that we have broadcasted. Zach Rogers wins it. Josh Moyer's second. Dylan LaPrade third. Jeff Goodpaster will finish in fourth. And then you got Randal Coleman a lap down, John Foreman, and then Drew Fast wrecking there on the final lap. Tyler Stallhood -3, Bobby Simpson out of the race. A pretty darn good thrilling race there, but at the end of the day there, it looked like Josh Moyers didn't quite want to force the issue a whole ton. But, man, that was pretty good stuff. I am definitely thoroughly entertained by especially how aggressive everyone was being. They were not afraid to hold back.
Especially, definitely have to give a call there to Dylan LaPrade. He was absolutely trying to go after it there. And, yeah, they come up with a really good points all. And I feel like outside of winning the race outright, I feel like Zach Rogers winning was definitely probably the next best scenario there for LaPrade as he comes out here with a good points haul. And it's like you said, maybe losing a little bit to the 68. Probably not going to be too much change there in the point standings from how they stand right now besides the intervals. So, I don't know. Have to see how it does end up shaking out, but that still might put LaPrade in a somewhat decent spot heading into the next race.
Yeah, I mean, again, we know that he won't make it, but I just want to see one thing here really quick. I know where, so yeah, LaPrade was third in the first stage, and Josh Moyers was at the very tail of the entire line, so he gained points on Josh in stage 1. And then if I go to lap 44, and that was where Josh Moyers won the stage. So, and I don't know. I almost feel like they probably stayed even compared to where they came into this. I'm willing to bet it's going to be close to about 25 points. So, with that in mind, let's see. I mean, I'm sure I'll get the updated points here soon, which would be very, very helpful in knowing kind of how things will stack up heading to Colorado. But yeah, I'm with you. I think best case scenario for Dunn outside of winning the race did play out there with Zach being able to win it.
No whisper target found.
Oh, no, that's not a good question.
Target found. Man, Dega delivers as always. And I can definitely say I think we're going to be seeing even more of that as we head to Talladega in 2 days for the Hobo Cup Series. That is going to be something different to behold. I'm excited for that one. Zach Rogers will be with me on the call for that one. But before we wrap it up for tonight, though, we've of course got our top 3 finishers that we'll go ahead and talk to. We will start with Don LaPrade.
User was moved to your channel.
And there is Dunn. First off, just to confirm, you got a copy?
Yep, I do.
So you sweep the stages in third place. You finish third. You're making every attempt that you could pretty much from the get-go to try to get yourself to the front there. You did lead laps. And kind of based on what I was seeing with where both you and Josh finished in the stages, looks like that gap is probably going to be pretty darn close to the same, kind of where you guys came in with. So, kind of knowing the situation for next week, what do you think about your thoughts making it to the final 3?
Well, I won't be here next week, so I was hoping that I could win tonight, so I'd be stress-free going into next week, and I'd rather I'd rather have won tonight than to worry about it and just hope for a miracle next week. But yeah, I wasn't gonna. I may have failed spectacularly trying to get up to the front, but I was gonna fight my butt off and try to make something happen because I knew that it was. You know, as Cody Luke told me, you gotta go for it. No friends or stuff like that. So I had to make every move possible, every chance that I get. And most of the time it did not work, but I'd rather try knowing and fail, knowing that I tried, than not try. You never know what could have happened. So, um, yeah, just hopefully that I'll be on the good end of it next week. Which who knows? But I know that Josh is a very formidable opponent, and I know he's quite capable of winning more races than I can for sure. So, if he gets in next week, if he wins, he deserves to be in the final three. So, just hoping that I just hoping for a miracle. That's really it, and just have to go on from there.
Yeah, kind of being outside of your control at that point, but like you said, you were taking control of your destiny to the best of your ability and making every move that you could. But all in all, though, it came down to execution. You kept it in the lead draft. You uh, pitted absolutely flawlessly. With only the one caution there, you had a bit of a lucky escape in that one, but otherwise it was pretty much clean and green the whole way, despite some near misses. But just kind of tell me, being in the pack and pitting pretty much with the entire pack, how you're able to execute that and keep yourself up there in the lead pack and in contention.
I'll just stay with the pack and hope that miracle happens because I knew that it was not going to be easy to beat Josh, Randal, Zach, really anybody in the field. Really, with the way Superspeedways are, it's basically a toss up as far as what can happen, and just kind of like how it was this entire weekend on the NASCAR side of things at Dega. It's kind of unpredictable. So I still don't like I don't like super speedway racing in general for sure. And this was one of those races that I was dreading on having to be mentally just execute for 66 laps, and I had a scare early on in the race. I don't know if that was my fault, but I ended up taking responsibility for it anyway, just in case, because I'd rather be safe than sorry than I want to say I'm sorry to Josh for that. I'm glad that he was able to rebound and uh, finish very well and still be a contention to go be running a front with me. I'd rather not take someone out who's trying to fight for the championship. I'd rather try to fight my way into the final three or the championship or whatever fair and square instead of wrecking competitors who are in the same position as I am. So I'm glad he was able to recover. But yeah, just had to mentally execute for 66 laps. You kind of really had no break, honestly. Really, even though we only had 9 drivers tonight, but even still, it's tough. So just 2 spots short, but that's kind of been my year. Really, I've been really consistent all year. I just unfortunately have not been able to get the wins to really the results to really show for it, especially on the wins category. Because I mean, kind of been a frustrating year for me, but we'll just go into next week. Just hopefully whatever happens, and then hopefully I'll have a chance to go for a championship 2 weeks time.
Hey, we're certainly rooting for you in that regard. And hey, sometimes consistency can pay off too. Just ask Matt Crafton. So anything can happen. I'll turn it over to Caleb if he's got any questions for our third place finisher tonight.
Hey, definitely a very interesting race tonight from the Talladega Superspeedway, and definitely got to give you a lot of credit there. He brought home a really good points all there. And it's definitely interesting circumstances going into next week about how the playoffs will play out. But I wish you nothing but the best of luck, man. Hopefully it'll all work out. But I just wish you nothing but the best of luck in that regard. Hope you have a good time next week as well.
Yep. Thank you.
Done as always, though, whenever we get you up here in the booth, you know what to do next.
Well, first and foremost, I want to shout out to you and Caleb for the broadcast. Shout out to Randal for the league. Shout out to everyone who is watching from home. Shout out to everyone who raced tonight, and shout out to Zach Rogers on yet another incredible win. Congrats to him. And shout out to Team EFR, and shout out to everyone for making me a better driver.
And an awesome drive you are, my man. Good job. Like Caleb said, have fun next week. And hopefully we'll get to see you in contention at Phoenix.
Yep, thank you all. Keep my
And,
fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed, man. Fingers crossed for you.
User was moved out of your channel.
On the Prad, third place finisher here tonight. Just before I get the goose in here next, points have been updated, and Don LaPrade has a 24-point lead over Jeff Goodpaster. Josh Moyer's 27 back. Tyler Stallhood officially must win to be in next week, but Randal Coleman plus 30, so he's all but locked in on points. So I'll have to do some math to confirm kind of what the situation would look like, assuming, of course, that none of those three win. But we'll find out in a bit. First, let's get the goose in here.
User was moved to your channel.
As our runner-up for tonight, Josh Moyers, honk.
Honk.
Second place after flipping, man. That's pretty darn impressive. That car didn't seem like it was wounded one bit.
It definitely was, but thanks mostly to my teammates for helping me out after that. It helped disguise it quite a bit. As long as I had someone in front of me and someone pushing the heck out of me behind me, I was able to keep up pretty good. But we saw there at the end of stage one when they restarted up front and I was at the back. I planned on making a move to try to get some points, and it did not work, and finished last in stage one. But yeah, they helped out tremendously after the incident there to help try to salvage a good finish and get some points out of it. I doubt I really gained anything. I think with where my competitors finished in stage one, we probably came out pretty even, if anything. So
yeah, it looks like in the standings there, it's pretty close for where he came in to tonight. Looks like it may have even been we got Jeff Goodpaster minus 24 and you minus 27. It looks like. So, but hey, heading to the short track at Colorado next week. Any expectations in particular for that one?
just gotta go there and execute. We're definitely going to be points racing for that one. I think I heard that Dunn's going to be out next week, so we got to get as many stage points as we can. If we can get the win, that'd be great. Colorado's just never really been my strong suit, so I'll probably definitely be trying to practice some this week to better prepare and get the best result possible and try to fight for this championship.
And it would be a heck of a fight if you're able to get into that thing. So we'll be certainly rooting for you in that regard. But for tonight, though, very nice recovery run despite the damage and despite the flip. I'll turn it over to Caleb. Got anything for our runner-up?
I'll definitely have to say that was quite the interesting race, and definitely looked like it went a bit off the rails there in the early stages after you went over, but definitely have to give you a lot up there for keeping that 68 machine up there and in the mix and eventually bring it home with a second place finish. That is absolutely nothing to scoff at, considering that car was literally upside down at one point. So great job out there tonight, my man. And I definitely have to wish you the best of luck there in those championship endeavors, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, great run tonight, man. Of course, before we let you go, any closing thoughts or shout outs that you want to give? The floor is all yours.
Yep. First, thanks to you all for streaming the race. Always fun to go back and watch these, and I'll get to watch the calamity that I was a part of, or center stage of at least, and reminisce on what could have been. Still to have a good finish was great. But thanks to Randal for always putting on the league and having somewhere for us to race. Say hi to my wife. She's over here next to me. And yeah, we just got back from Japan, so still trying to adjust a little bit back to this time zone. But hopefully we'll be ready to go next week. Thanks to my sponsor Bush. I think we got the best looking car on the track, and yeah, that should be it. Thank you all again.
Yeah, great job, my man, and yeah, best of luck at Colorado. We'll definitely be watching for you, and hopefully things will go your way. But until then, honk.
Honk.
User was moved out of your channel.
The goose. You gotta love it.
User joined your channel.
It didn't even have to get him. Oh yeah,
I'm doing the same as last week.
He's got the key. He knows what's up.
Click, click.
And in he comes. You done it again, my man, Zach Rogers. Back in the winner's circle. And this time
Caleb, can you believe he's just going to shrug that off? He just didn't even hear what I said.
I heard click. That was it.
You said I comes into the room, and I'm just like, whoa.
I am going to pretend that I didn't hear that.
Hey, I had to bring it up. You can't just roll past it. Anyway, I interrupted you. I'm sorry.
Nah, you didn't interrupt me. And if anything, you had every right to call me out on that one because, yikes. But regardless, though, after that second pit stop, you were pretty much unchallenged. You just held on to that thing. Josh seemed like he was pretty committed to you, and whether or not the damage had anything to do with that. Still, you just held a pretty wheel, man. That was really all you could do. But before that, everybody was all over the place. It seemed like it was pretty chaotic.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy because Dunn was saying, I guess Dunn felt like he felt there was some fault to him in that wreck on lap 12, but I told him, like, you didn't do anything wrong. Like, you pulled up to try to get the top rolling. Josh was trying to, like, not go with him, but Josh's calibration was kind of goofed up there before that caution. So I don't know if he was trying to turn all the way up and he just couldn't quite get to Dunn's outside. And I was just like, I'm going to just keep pushing him and hopefully he gets next to him. And instead I dumped him right into Dunn. So you don't have to go to end the longest line when it's your first wreck. So that was a little bit of a mulligan there. So, but yeah, it was pretty crazy because Josh was down like 3 miles an hour in the draft. So if he was leading the line, it basically stacked up the whole line you were in. But if there weren't like 3 guys to go by you, like they couldn't really go by you either. So there was a split second there on that last green flag stop where I could have slotted behind Josh and gave him a bump like I did on the first one. But I was like, something in my head was like, nope, just go. Like, he'll be better off if he's second car in line and he has a third car in line to push him. Because that's like in the spring, I don't know if I had told you, but in the spring I had a little bit of aero damage and I pushed Josh to the win because that's all I could do. I couldn't lead the line because I was 1 or 2 miles an hour off.
Yeah, so it was mastered very, very well, the fact that he had as much damage as he did. But still impressive for him to be able to come back. But for you, though, I guess the only other real thing is that obviously with 2 green flag pit stops taking place, the fact that 4 of you were able to emerge in that lead draft at the end of it after Randal unfortunately sped down pit road there. Pit road seems like it's the main place that you got to be able to execute in order to be able to have a chance at these wins, and you executed that perfectly. But I don't know, what was it like pitting with the entire group like that pretty much both times?
Yeah, I mean, Tyler Stallett almost wiped me out, but luckily it was like right at the last second, so it wasn't too much of a scare. And then second time was fine. Unfortunate Randall sped, but it happens.
Happens to the best of us. But an impressive win for you. Yet another W on the resume. Caleb, anything for our race winner?
This guy can't leave us alone. Definitely got to give you props out there, my man. A great win out there. And I do definitely have to ask you, because we brought it up kind of there after that final pit stop. There was 1.5 cans of fuel to call there on that last pit stop, because it looked like maybe some of y'all were maybe trying to save a little bit there on that last run.
No, I took 2 cans because it kept flicking back and forth, and it was actually going backwards. Like at first I thought, okay, like it's changing back to 2 cans halfway down the back stretch. And I was behind Josh going slower. So you would think I'd be saving more, but I was actually somehow using more because it kept like moving back down the back straightaway. So I was like, I'm absolutely taking 2. I don't know if the 7 took a can and a half or not, or if he was just trying to get back into the fun at the end of the race there, because he ended up pitting again. So I don't know if he was just trying to get back in the fun, or if he maybe took a can and a half, and because he was by himself, he was going to be short. I'm not really sure.
I gotcha. It also looked like John was trying to save at one point as well, so that's why I wasn't sure. But
I don't know if anyone really needed to save, because we all got off pit road at the same time. If Dunn had taken a can and a half, he would have driven away from us coming off of pit road. So I don't think anyone took a can and a half, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
That pit cycle was beautifully choreographed.
I will say I'm not hearing the question, but I felt it was a good call for me to lift and stay behind the 70 and the 74 there when I caught them, because you can't block until 3 to go. So it was not a good idea to pass those 2 with the run, because even though Josh had damage, if I had passed those 2, more cars could have maybe made a second line with Jeff or Dunn at the helm, and I wasn't going to be able to do anything until 3 to go. So by staying third car in line, what I was able to do with Josh behind me, Josh could keep up with me, but he couldn't quite. He would drag just a little down the back. So I would get on the back and I would just push the crap out of Foreman, and we would slowly inch away from Moyers. And then I just kept hugging the bottom behind them to like cover the yellow line. And then once we hit 3 to go, I was like, okay, like if these guys drift up too far, like I'll pass them. And they actually almost wrecked each other in front of me off of 4 coming to the white. So that sent John up the track. So I went low, and then Drew left the lane. So I got by Drew, and then I didn't even have to worry. I think Dunn was the only one who tried something, but no one went with Dunn. So yeah, this is my 9th win at Talladega on the game, which is crazy when you think about it, because it's only the 22nd time I've won a Superspeedway.
And they tend to be the hardest to win, just as far as the even playing field that it makes for. And
well, why would anyone want to push me to a win when I win everywhere else 75% of the time? I mean, come on. I don't know. I don't know why anybody ever pushed Tyler Mallon to all those plate wins he got, because he would kick their asses everywhere else. But when it came to me, no one ever bothered pushing me at the end of these plate races. But Mallon always had people pushing him at the end of the races, even on the plate tracks. So, but I did have help tonight, so I can't deny that. I'm no Seth Rollins. I didn't do it all on my own. I couldn't have done it without Josh and Randal and Jeff and all the coordination we had, because this was definitely a mentally exhausting race. As you know, it was from a team standpoint of me, Randall, and Josh. It was ideal for one of the three of us to win, considering that Dunn won't be here next week. So I won. So it'll be fun playing with the points next week, unless Josh, Jeff, or Tyler win. Randall should pretty much be good to go, unless he no shows, which I doubt he will. He won't. It's his league, so he's been here every week. So yeah, it should be fun next week. But maybe I can sweep the round.
That'd be pretty sick. But hey, it was fun to watch, and honestly, I probably would have done the exact same thing as far as pushing John and Drew there. So, oh my gosh, I just said my middle name and first name backwards. But anyways, and regardless though, a great job for you. Another W. And hey, we'll be getting you back in the booth here on Tuesday night for when Hobo heads to Talladega. So it'll be great to have you up here once again. But as always, though, since you're on this end of things, whatever you want to close out with, my friend, if anything else.
Yeah, I'd like to just, of course, thank Randall again for running the league, and I'm pretty sure I'm definitely not going to be full time here next year. So, happy for the success I've had this year. We're definitely going for that championship in 2 weeks at Phoenix, but even if we don't get it, I mean, it's been a great year, a lot of fun, frustrations at times, but a lot of fun. And, it's kind of funny. I was thinking about something someone said to me in Bristol when I was mad about the controversial way the race had ended was, oh, you're just going to win 15 more of these things. Well, I think we might be up to 20 now from the point of that comment. So I don't know. I've lost count. I think I might have won 20 races this year now. I'm not positive. I'd have to go back and check. But anyway, point being, I've had a ton of fun, and when you win a lot, you tend to have a good amount of fun. But it's nice that pretty much, except for some of the road courses, all of them, I've had somebody right there challenging me. So, it's not to say I've been just winning these easy peasy every week. So, got to thank all the guys that race. I know we had a bit of a smaller field. Maybe we'll have a few more next week since MOT is done with their Sunday series. So, we'll see what the dealio is with that. But got to thank you, of course, for the broadcast. Appreciate you. Got to thank my teammates too, Moyers and Jeff, even though he's not really technically a teammate, but we work together. So I was telling him, if he had made a move at some point at the end there and driven by me, I was going to push him to the win if I could. He hasn't had a chance to get one yet this year, I don't believe. So it's hard to come by him when a guy like me's in here, right? So, I feel like not running full time next year too will help some of these guys be able to get a few more chances at victory lane. But gotta also thank my painter Cody Lamas. I usually thank him first, but gotta thank Cody. Cody's been doing some new YouTube stuff for me, so stay tuned for that. Hopefully he can get it done for me here by the end of the month. But we'll see. Everything takes time, and I'm just happy to have a good graphic designer like Cody Lamas doing my stuff, because Lord knows I don't have the patience to learn Photoshop or anything like that. I got enough on my hands with book writing that takes motivation to sit down and do so. Yeah, we'll go on to Colorado. We'll see if we can't get another win. Part of me wants to say maybe I shouldn't, because every time I've won 4 in a row, I haven't won the 5th race in a row, but we're at 3 in a row now. Maybe I do win the next 2 races and get that 5 in a row to end the year, but it might be better if I don't win next week.
If you're leading at the white flag, just do a Mark Martin, pull it down pit road. That'd be the better move. But yeah, to anyone watching, if you're not already subscribed to Bulldog Speed on YouTube, that's Speed with 2 3s instead of E's. Definitely go do that. And watch Who's That Driver. That's a awesome podcast, and Zach does some awesome stuff over there. So Zach, thank you again, and great job, and look forward to getting you back in here on Tuesday.
Yeah, buddy. It'll be fun. Where the hell we at again? Dega? They're at
Dega.
Dega. Yes, the one we've been looking forward to. Yeah, that'll be something.
Been hyping that one up for a bit.
We'll see what kind of race we get out of those guys at Hobo this week. Should be a good time.
And it's funny, Randal literally just told me exactly what you just said about the 5 in a row thing. He literally just said that. Like exactly what you said to me. So I guess
What?
it's a known thing
He
about
he hopes I win next week, so I have no shot at Phoenix. I mean,
if he wins next week, he'll have bad luck because he hasn't won 5 in a row.
I mean, I also have told Randal, I think he's listening to the interviews live because I heard it over his mic earlier. I have also told Randal that I have been expecting something to occur to me at Phoenix the whole year because I had a good feeling I would get to Phoenix and then something will happen to me. So we will see. Hopefully that is not the case and I'm just bugging out, but we will see.
You will see. Best of luck though. Obviously we'll see what you can do at Colorado, and looking forward to that one. And of course, looking forward to Tuesday. That's going to be awesome.
Right on, brother. Well, you and Caleb have a good night. Thank you for the broadcast.
Gladly, my man.
User was moved out of your channel.
Caleb, I'll get your closing thoughts here on what we got to see at Talladega. As always, though, man, such a blast having you in here.
It's always a blast to be up here, and another fun race there to add to the list, and that was definitely very interesting to see how it all ended up playing out, especially with all the points and storylines on the line as well. Definitely just quite a very fascinating and very fun race as well here from Talladega, as honestly is usually the case here for these online super speedway races. But it's got 2 more races left on the season, and definitely going to be an interesting final 2 races as well. Of course, pretty sure they mentioned going to Colorado next time out, and then we have the season finale, I believe, at Phoenix. So that ought to definitely be 2 interesting races. I think I'm still yet to see an online race at Colorado, so that definitely ought to be very interesting. In Phoenix, honestly, kind of an underrated track for online racing, I would say. That always usually produces some entertaining stuff, so I'm going to be really interested to see how these next weeks will play out. But a very fun race tonight from Talladega. Definitely happy to be up here once again. That was a whole lot of fun, and I cannot thank you enough for having me once again.
The pleasure is all mine, my man. Hopefully we can get you for those last 2 races. Of course, for now, though, I will send it off for everybody. Thank you all for tuning in, to anyone that did. And we will see you all on Tuesday night for Hobo at Talladega. Talladega always the wild card. Tonight, they had every opportunity there. And Hobo is going to be no different. So tune in for that one. It's going to be a blast. And Zach, of course, on the call with me for that one as well. But for tonight, though, thank you again to Caleb for joining in. Congrats to Zach on another W. And we'll see you all in 2 days from Hobo. Take care.